Hello students, I am Bhumika Verma, Assistant Professor in CSE Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, and today I am going to discuss about the Python programming language, which is having a subject code BCC 302 and 402 depending upon the semester as well as the college whatsoever in which you are reading is. And today I am going to discuss about the operators and data types in Python programming. So starting with when I say that about operator and data type, this is not new name to you because till now you have read any of the programming languages. I believe when any of the programming language is said, that means you have read C as a beginning or the initial language. So you have read about operators and data type as well also. So what is data type and what is operator will be discussed here in my presentation further. So when I talk about the operator, so before going to start any of the data type or any of the operator, first we need to know the character set of that Python that is included. So character set basically whatsoever is available into your keyboard is known as the character sets, which include all the letters from capital A to small a to z, capital A to capital Z, and small a to small z, digits 0 to 9, special symbol, which is everything available on your keyboard, white spaces, blank spaces, tab, enter, new line, form feed, everything, and other characters like ASCII or Unicode values is also known as the character set of Python. So when I talk about token, after character set, there is a need to write something over it. So whatsoever you are writing is also known as token. In a very layman language, you can say token is the very smallest unit of a program. That smallest unit can be an individual character, then can be a group of words or group of character that is basically termed as a word. So whatsoever you are writing is known as a token, which is being categorized into further forms, that is called keywords, identifier, literals, delimiters, and operators as well. So keywords are basically the reserved word in the Python library that we have also discussed in my previous video, that if I talk about break, if I talk about continue, if I talk about print, if I talk about something like as that is declared in the Python library, it is known as a Python keyword. So that is declared in the Python library already. So you cannot use that thing into your program as a variable name or something you can use as it is. You cannot use that way. Identifier is basically, you can say, that is used to identify something. This will be given into example. Literals are basically also characterized as integer literal, float literal, like this way. If I say A is equal to 10, B is equal to 3.0, C is equal to high. So in these three cases, literals are basically A is an integer literal, B is a float literal, C is a string literal. So basically literals are basically whatsoever the variable is having a value that is being declared as a literal. Delimiters are basically to limit any of the expression, that means the dot, the colon, okay, the semicolon, and the braces are also known as delimiters. And operators are basically that is used to associate two of the variables into any of the expression is known as operators. So moving further, what is operator all about? So there are basically various kind of operator you have read in the C also, that is arithmetic operators, that is having some kind of values like this way. Okay, I need not to explain these further. Assignment operator, which is termed as equal to plus equal to, that means you can say this is a shorthand operator. Okay, if I say like this, A plus is equal to 15, which will represent as A is equal to A plus 15. Similarly, all these happen with the all these operator will work similarly, and these are the functions and these are the explanation towards these functions. So after arithmetic operator, assignment operator, these are the comparison operator. Comparison operator is basically used to compare any of the two situations which are following each other, which are falling next to each other. So basically these are the comparison operator, which is having similar definitions and similar expression that you have read in the previous programming languages also. So these are basically the bitwise operator. Okay, after that you are having, you can say, there are new kind of, this is also a kind of operator which you have read, that is logical operator and or not, which is basically need to address the same thing, that if both the operands or both the situations are true at one time, and this case it will return true. That means if I say that A is equal to 10, B is equal to like this, and if I say B equal to A, in this case both the variable will be checked, hereby the values of both will be checked, and as this is an AND operator, this is a logical operator, in this case it will return true because both are having the same value, so it will return true as an answer. Accordingly, OR and NOT will be done. After that, after reading all these operator, that means arithmetic, assignment, bitwise, comparison, and logical operator, which you have read also in the programming language, there are some new operator as well, as that is the identity operator. Identity operators are used to compare the objects, not if they are equal, but if they are actually but also if they are actually having the same object at a time with the same memory location. That means, before going to start, if I say x is equal to having some kind of value, here this is a kind of set. Actually, this is not a set. In Python, this is the expression, this is known as a list. Because I have not told you about the data types yet, so you can assume this as a set, but this set is known as a list in the Python library, which is enclosed in the square braces and which is separated by a comma. That means the elements are separated by a comma. So basically, I'll rectify the thing, I'll correct the thing now towards that x and y are two variables which are having corresponding list. X is having apple and banana into it, and y is having apple and banana into it. In this case, if I say that z is equal to x, then print x is z. That means you have declared a variable x in which you have copied the value of x into it. So for that case, you have you have given a command like print x is z. It will return to you because z is having the same object as x. You got my point, that you are just copying the things into each other. So if you are saying that if z is equal to x, it will return the same. Now, if I talk about next examples, then before going to know this thing, we need to know that there are operators which are known as identity operator, which are termed as is and is not, which say that is used to evaluate true if the operands on both the side of is refers to the same object, or it will return false otherwise. Similarly, is not is the opposite of the first one. It refers that both the things which are that both the thing on both the this operator is not same. It will return true if they are both are not same, and it will return false otherwise. So after this example, if I say that print x is y, now I have declared z is equal to x. That means I have copied the value of x into z, but I have not talked about anything like this way that x is y. You can easily differentiate that x cannot be y, because x is having some value and y is also having some value. These both are already, they are having the same values, but they are not referring to the same object, as well as they both must have some kind of different memory location. So in that case, the objects you have created, they should have different memory location, so it cannot be same. So this is why x is y will return as false, because x is not the same object as y, and they even though they have a same content, but they don't have the same memory location. Similarly, when I say that x is equal to y, x is equal to y to demonstrate this thing, then I'll say this equal to is the comparison operator, which will return true, because both the x and y variable are having the same content. So there is a very minor difference between both the things. Here x and y both are having the same content, but when I am using the comparison operator, it will return me the value true, because they are comparing the object as well as the value of the things which you are going to compare. It will return true in that case. But when I'm talking about the identity operator, that means you are questioning about the identity or the memory allocation of both the variable, although the content will be same. But if the memory location of both the things are different, that will return false in the output. So this is the difference between the comparison operator and the identity operator. The next operator is the membership operator. Membership operator is basically used in Python as a new operator. Reason being, because when I am talking about membership, so that means I am talking about and I am asking about some of the operator which is being included into the data set, or some kind of value that is associated with some kind of variable. Till now we have studied like x is equal to 10, x is equal to suppose 10.0, y is equal to something like string. So here all the time in other programming languages we have declared any of the variable with a single value at a time. That means there is a single element at a time. But here in the data type portion also, we are going to discuss about the data type which are having some new kind of data type which we have not read earlier, is the list and tuples and something like other sequence kind of data type, which I'll going to discuss further. So this is a kind of variable in which the variable is not having a single element at a time. Here it is having multiple elements into it. So to declare multiple elements at a time, we need to use some kind of braces, because if I say that x is equal to 10 and 20, in that case you can easily differentiate that if I'll declare like this way, if I declare this thing in C, then you can say ki x is having value 10 as well as x is having 20 value. No, because you know that once a variable is declared, the first value will be assigned to the variable and the next value will be discarded. So what if when I need to associate both these elements to a variable, for that case I need special kind of operators or special kind of data types, which is also known as data types like list. So we use braces for that thing. So I use a particular braces, and in this I'll write two elements at a time, and in this way x is being associated with apple as well as banana. In the previous mode, if I use without x without these braces, then x is equal to apple only at a time. But in this case, using these braces, square braces, I am associated x with both these things. The membership operator is basically the operator when I used to address that what kind of membership they are having. That means if I want to ask about any of the element of the variable, that whether banana in x, that means I am asking about the associativity or the membership of these particular element into the set. So in and not in are basically the operator that is being used, which is used as well here. The in, here this in is that membership operator. So print banana in x is, that means we are finding banana in x. Obviously the banana is in x, so it will return true. If I say that print cherry in x, it will return me false. Similarly, if I say that print banana not in x, it will return false because banana is already there. So I hope this makes it very clear that what are the membership operator and identity operator, because these are some new concept towards operator. Then moving further are the data types in Python. So some of the data type is known to you, that is number, which is integer, float and complex. Bool are basically the true and false of any situation. That means it will describe any of the positivity and negativity of any of the condition. The new thing is the sequence data type. Sequence data type is not exactly the data type that is being used in Python, but the name string, the name list and tuple is very well known as a data type to Python, which we are going to study in the next unit as well. But to initially start with, I will discriminate between all these things in one look. Then a mapping kind of data type, which is having dictionary in our course. Then the sets that we have read in the discrete mathematics, that sets and frozen sets are there. So basically the Python data types is being categorized into these names, which are known by these things as a data types of Python. You will not get numbers and bool as a Python library data types, but you will find these names in the Python library as a data type as well. So when I talk about integer, that means if I am declare a is equal to 10, so this is an integer data type. If I am talking about a is equal to 3.0, this is an float data type. If I am talking about complex, that means any of the variable that is having some kind of value, you can say like 10 plus 3j. So that means this is a declaration of a complex number, which will be asked as print, x dot real, comma x dot imaginary. So it will return me 10 separated with a space 3. So it will return me this way. Bool is a data type that is representing with the help of true and false. That means any of the situation, any of the condition. If I say that a is equal to 10 and a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. In that case, if I say that print a equal to b, in that case, both the variable will be checked and their value will be checked. If they are same, that it will return a true value, otherwise it will return a false value. So bool is that kind of situation. Sequence is a data type, which means now the variable is not associated with only a single element at a time, but multiple elements at a time. So when I have already told you, when we need to assign multiple elements at a time to a variable, then they should be enclosed within something, and that something is kind of braces. For that particular thing, these things is being described. String is basically the characters that is being associated with each other, but once they are declared within a double quotes, then it will be termed as a string. Similarly, when there are multiple elements associated with each other, like this 3, 2, 5, but if I have to declare this thing with any variable, I need to declare this within a braces, and this braces will be square braces. This can be a small braces, and this could be a curly braces. That case, when they are enclosed in a square braces, then they are termed as a list data type, because these are having the elements enclosed within square brackets and separated by comma. When I am talking about tuple, then that case the variable are separated by each other through commas and they are enclosed with small braces. So this is some kind of declaration or a view for a tuple. That means multiple element associated with a variable. Suppose this is x, this is y. So till now, when we are talking about single element declaration at a time, but now we are declaring multiple elements at a time, but they should be enclosed into braces. So list, square braces, tuple, small braces. Okay. Then the next is the dictionary. Dictionary is having the element that are separated with each other with the help of comma, but they are enclosed into the curly braces. But one thing more, because mapping word is used over here. So here, all these things, if I say that what is the difference between list, tuple and dictionary. So in that case, I'll say that this is a list, this is a tuple. But when I am talking about dictionary, I'll say like D is equal to, here the elements are not a single element, but the element is a pair of key and value. Key and value. That means there are the value, key value pair at a time. That means if I say that 1 colon this one, comma 2 colon this 2, and so on, and this will be written as a dictionary value. So this is the basically difference between the list, tuple and dictionary, which will be elaborated in the next slide further. So till now, this is sequence, this is dictionary. These two data types is very well known to you, but still I have given the example of both these things. The sets is very similar as we have read in the discrete mathematics. That is, the set that is having some values, that can be multiple value, that can be unique values, and also there could be many numbers similar into the sets, and frozen set when we froze the set according to some condition and all. So these are basically the data types. Okay, so as I've already told you, the numeric holds the numeric value. String, that is the sequence of characters. Sequence in which I have list, tuple and range, that holds a collection of elements or multiple elements at a time. Mapping, that is dictionary, which is having some association with key value pair. Boolean is a class of bool type which hold either true and false condition. Set is set and frozen set, that holds collection of unique item at a time. So everything in the object of Python programming language, data types are usually the classes and the variable and the instances of these classes. So basically these are the data type that we need to discuss over here. So after when I talk about Python numeric data types, so this is num is equal to 5, then I have to print num1. Then in that case I'll declare the type num1, which I have already told you, the type function, the attribute function of data type. This is a by default function that is used in the Python library. This is used to get the data type of the variable associated with it. Here the variable is num1. This is an operator. This is a value. And if I need to print num1 is of type this, so print num1 will represent or give me the value 5. Okay. Is of type will be written as it is. Is of type will be written as it is, because this is a string which will be written as it is. Then it is asking about the type of num1. So here the type of num1 says that is a integer. So it will be represented as class, which is saying that class int, okay, and included into angles. So this will be the output of the first sequence. The second is the num2. Again, print 2. So 2.0 will be type, is of type, and this is a of class float. So it will be written as this way. Similarly, num is equal to 1 plus 2j. In that case, num3 will print the same. That means num3 will print same. Okay, is of type, and here it will say that class bool. So this will be the output of the third context. Okay. Then is the complex number. So there are various, types or classification how a complex number is being written. So here, this is a complex number. This is also a complex number. When I declare complex as a word and then 2 or 3, that means this simply says that 2 plus 3j. This is represented like this way. Okay. So similar is with this thing. Then this is only representing the imaginary part of any of the complex number. Z real, z dot imag is asking about the print of what z real is saying. So if I talk about this z, so it will return me 2, this will return me 3. Okay. After knowing or printing about the absolute 2, 3j, that means it will return the absolute value of this complex number, which will return as 2 and 3 as an output. So these are various of the classification and representations of complex number. So when I talk about bool, So bool is the one that is giving me true and false as an answer, which I have already told you. Then one thing more is the bool data type. In the bool data type, we are having some kind of special data type that is known as none data type. So this basically, none is kind of keyword that is used to define a null value or not value at all. So this is a kind of special data type which is used in Python, which is used to represent the absence of any of the situation. That means if I am declaring a value to a variable, in that case it will print me the same. That means if I am talking about value 1 is equal to 20 and I am printing value 1 like this way, val1, because this command prompt I have already told you that this is a command prompt. Okay, I'm not writing this thing into a script mode, I am writing just into the interactive mode because I want to interact with the Python interpreter. Okay, so when I talk about val1, then it will give me 20, or I can say, if I write in command prompt print val1, okay, it will also give me 20. But what if a variable is not having some value associated with it? Then I'll write val2 is equal to none. This none is not a value. This is a special keyword that is being used so that to show that there is absence to something. That means the value is absent here or some condition is absent here. So when I write val2, that means value 2. If this was not the special data type, in that case, in this situation, it will give me an error because you have written wrong syntax towards it. But here the interpreter will run it very smoothly and it will, run to the next line and the line will run smoothly and the interpreter will jump to this command line. That means he has skipped the situation. He have already here got that he has not value, but because this is a none data type, so it will run it smoothly and it will jump toward the next line. So basically it is saying that if I am writing print val2, then it will print me none. None is not, again, this is not a value. This is a keyword. This is a special keyword that is being used to represent that value 2 is not having associated with any of the value, but he have run this thing, he have smoothly run this thing and it is represented like this way. So this is not a value, this is a data type. So this is also known as a special data type, which is used to give the absence of any of the situation. Okay, so lastly, here are the comments. So there are multiple things like comments are basically the things that is being written a part of the program, which is which is also not essential, but it is written by the programmer just to evaluate and just to analyze whatsoever programming he was done. So he was writing some extra comments towards it. So there are some kind of comments. Basically, there are single line comments and multi-line comments. So if I talk about single line comments, so it will be used by hash function. So in single line, like this is a comment and print hello world. So this is a comment that is being used for single line. If I talk about multi-line comments, then it can be done with the help of writing multiple hash statements, like multiple hash commands in multiple lines, as well as you can write triple quotes and ended with triple quote. That means in single line comment, you have to use hash in the beginning of any of the comment. So if there are 20 comment line, then you need to write 20 hashes before that comment line so that to make them a comment. But if you want to skip all these, you can use triple quotes in the beginning of the first line, and after the second 20th line is ended, and then all the thing will be printed. So these are various options how you want to use the comment portion. So these are basically the comments. So in this in this unit, or you can say in this PPT, I have discussed about all the operators whatsoever we have read, that is kind of arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical, bitwise, and all the other. And the new operators are identity as well as membership operator. After that, we have read about the data types of the Python variable that we have read. And lastly, what is comment all about? So this is second unit as per the AKTU syllabus. So I hope this makes all the things clear to you. Okay, otherwise if any of the thing is not unclear, you can comment me in the comment section. Thank you so much for having your time.